Today we're going to be generating ideas for a piece of installation artwork. Some vocabulary words you're going to learn are installation and collaboration. We'll begin by viewing pictures and a demonstration, then you'll have studio time, then you'll clean up, and last we'll reflect at the end. The studio habit we're focusing on today is envision. We're going to be thinking through all of our ideas and trying to get them down to one best idea. So what is an installation? An installation piece of art is usually a large piece of artwork. It could be all different types of materials, and it's usually created for a specific place, somewhere where it's going to make an impact or somewhere where it's going to fit. And a lot of times an installation piece will not be permanent. It's made just to be there for a certain amount of time. And what is a collaboration? When you collaborate, you're working with other people. So a collaborative piece of artwork is one piece of art that multiple artists contribute to. So one big piece of art and lots of different artists are adding to that piece of art. Okay, let's take a look at some examples of installations. There are two categories that we're going to look at today. The first category I'm going to show you examples from. These artists have created these pieces just to be viewed. You're not supposed to really touch them. So let's take a look at those first. So in the next examples, these are sort of a different category of installation artwork. These are interactive pieces, which means the viewer, the person looking at the installation, is actually encouraged to participate in creating the piece. So let's take a look at some of these examples. This is Yayoi Kusama's Infinity Mirrors. She encourages people to go inside these rooms that have mirrors and lights and things and be a part of the art piece. Here's another example by Yayoi Kusama called the Obliteration Room. So this room actually started out white, everything was white, but the people who come to view it are given a little pack of stickers, a little pack of colored dots, and you're encouraged to place them wherever you want to put them. So by the end of the exhibit, the room is covered with dots. Here are some examples by Mary Corey March. On the left is an identity tapestry. So what she does is she'll write certain statements up on a board, and everybody that views the piece is encouraged to get a piece of yarn and wrap it around each statement that they agree with. So by the end you have sort of like this web of yarn. And then the piece at the back part, these are called Messages from Tokyo. So people are encouraged to write a message on a little piece of paper and hang it up on the strings. Okay, so now that you know what an installation piece of art is, we are going to be working on planning out a piece of installation art for our school. So we're going to do this in several small steps. Today we're just going to focus on the big idea. What do you think this big installation piece of art should be about? And you might also want to think about, do you want it to be an interactive piece where people who are looking at it interact with it and add to it some way, or do you want it to just be a piece that is that people just look at and they don't necessarily touch or do anything to? So you're going to use a piece of paper today to kind of sketch out your ideas. We've gone over a lot of different idea generation strategies this year. You can make a mind map, you could do sketches, you can make a brainstorm list, write yourself notes, however it works for you. But just plan out the big idea. What do you want this piece of artwork to say? What's going to be the impact or the statement of this piece of art? What's going to be the purpose of a big piece of art? So that's what we're focusing on today. You can work with somebody else or in small groups. And at the end of class, we're going to vote on which idea we want to move forward to the second round. We're going to have a couple of different weeks, and we're going to narrow this down from all the classes to one idea at the end. So do your best job. Think about what would be an interesting, impactful thing to create. And you're just working on that part today. We'll work on the little details next week with whichever ones got voted through, and then we'll go from there. But today, just focusing on the big idea. What do you think the statement of this piece of art should be about? And what big ideas do you have for this piece of art? And then we'll vote at the end of class. Okay? Have fun today. Make sure everyone, if you're working in a group, make sure everybody has their voice heard and you're listening to everyone's ideas. And yeah, we'll just whittle it down from here. It's time to create. Go ahead and pause the video and start thinking through your ideas and planning them out. When you're finished, you can press play for the reflection questions. Now let's reflect on what you've done. Number 1, what was your best idea? Number 2, how do you envision it looking when it's finished? And number 3, what kind of pieces make sense for your idea?